spot and they need someone to fill in, you know where to find me, because I would love to compete in that. I'll tell you that much. Look, we got another jam-packed, action-packed game on the way for you guys. Plenty on the line. Of course, we've seen some of these guys competing already in the past couple of games, and we're already starting to see some rivalries build, players really not giving anybody an inch, right? Really just taking it to anybody that they can. As we hop on this battle bus, we'll look to do that all again and see who we will crown Victory Royale for Game 3 of Gamers Without Borders. Let's go.
Ooh, opposite zone, or that's what we saw. Command Cavern going to be start. Jones is going to be the ending. I'm excited to see some more off-spawn fights, Levin. I'm excited to see what these players do, if they change it up at all, or they realize, hey, we still have 12 more games to go after today, so they can play a little bit less aggressively. But I'm here for the aggression. I want to see players off-spawn, get into these engagements, and get aggressive.
Yeah, we obviously saw some aggression taking place around different areas of the map. Obviously, we got to watch Tilted, some fights over there. And I think going into Game 3, I do expect people to change up their spots a bit, right? If you've been landing somewhere it's not really been working out, you're definitely going to want to go into this game and try switch it up. Try find something a bit new.
Will they find something, though, or will they just find other players? As we go over to Command, there's already an Anvil rocket launcher being thrown out by Zoe. They're trying to find someone there, not able to connect. Just the only thing connecting on them is shots. They go down. This could be 3JMY. They won game number 1, and this is the first time we'll see one of these cannons being used to launch themselves aggressively over to Zoe, and teammate already gone. They said, no, I can't help you. I'm out.
We're already seeing the struggles, right, in terms of trying to find some sort of safe haven to pick his teammate up. Looking for the scan, potentially. Yeah, that's going to be nice. And so Card will be fine, and they're going to have a great idea of sort of what's going on here and what is going on. So there's not really anyone here to deal with, so they got some time to loot. There'll definitely be an IO vehicle available for them as well towards command, which is nice. And Frex, who we've seen deep into some of these games, not going to have the benefit of having Zoicup with him this time, so hopefully he'll be able to find time to reboot. We talked earlier about how there is, you know, a lot more opportunities for you to get reboots off now after the changes they made. And Zoik will definitely be happy about that, because he'll want to be right back into this game.
Cruel will fall. I3Z will fall to draft L. See them get some more eliminations. Seems like we're getting a little bit more aggressive. 2 full duos already eliminated, but I think even in the second zone we only saw 1 really get eliminated last game. So the aggression is coming through from the teams, but will it be the right level? You got to be careful about that. Like you said, if you go way too aggressive too early, that's it. Goodbye, GG. And Trios does it best. It's measured aggression. You got to know when to be aggressive and when just sit back and relax.
Speaking of FHD and Yonks, we saw them at Tilted last game, and they decided we don't want that Tilted smoke. We don't want anything to do with Tilted this game. We will happily let you guys have it and go about our day, and that might be the right decision for them.
Still ungoated, looking to get an elimination here onto Gentle as shots come through. Gentle, though, is going to come out on top. The aim was just superior. Really needed that as his teammate is eliminated. Is 7 HP. Using the buildings to get them away from Wazi. That was very, very close, but able to somehow stay up.
Big up, Gentle. Nice little quick on his feet. He was dancing around there in that fight. Did brilliantly. And to get out as well, that was incredible. He doesn't have middle by his side. And so now that he's got his HP up, I'm sure he'll want to try and re-engage in this one, and maybe that opportunity will be there. He knows he's in the tank though, and so he's got to be careful about how he deals with this. It's not going to be easy. And even just getting some damage off on the truck, on the tank, sorry, will be good enough. And so Wazzy will be forced to get out and reposition, as Gentle will do the same himself. But in that time that it took for all that to happen, Clay, we got some different parties now getting involved in the action. And so all of a sudden it goes from being a 1v1 to being a 1v1vx. You don't know who's gonna get involved now in this one. So gotta stay careful, stay ready. But Gentle staying on the aggressive, looking to push his way on in. And that's really nice. Targeting the tires, making sure the vehicle can't move too far. And Wazzy, now on such low HP, is running out of time and running out of options.
Oh, but look, you said other parties were entering the equation, and that's exactly what happened. Gentle said, no thank you, no algebra for me today. I'm gonna go back to the lobby as Grev is gonna take them down, and this is a definitely more aggressive lobby coming through.
That's rough. That is rough. We talked about how quickly you can go down, right? Literally, I said, if you're not careful, somebody's got a burst, half a second you could be out. And it didn't take Gentle long to be out. So it's a shame. Somebody I was really excited to see how he would do, but again, it's just not quite worked out. He does still have one more game left to try and push for something, but oh buddy, oh boy, that is not ideal.
Not at all. And I'm excited to see if this team continues to play aggressive, right? They went out of their way, out of their drop, pushed players, and now continue to look to do so. And nearby is going to be Kurito Kun, who is a very good player that we haven't gotten to see much of today, but we'll keep our eyes there just to see if they do get a little bit more eliminations, a little bit more aggression. And ooh, now we're going to the southwest side of the map. So I'm more likely going to pull towards command, meaning a lot of these players that are still in zone have got to get a move on.
Yeah, but they don't want to rush themselves too quickly, right? You don't know what you're rushing yourself into. I think we see quite a few of these guys going head to head in previous games, and so it's like, you know, what can we do in this one? Can we be the ones to break the cycle? Modisk, SNW, we saw their game end tragically last time round. FKS's duo snuck up on them. And I say snuck up, it was more just sort of brute force their way in. And maybe we're seeing a part 2 of that now. Flicky, sorry, catches Modisk out and the BM. Oh, not taking the L. You hate to see it. Well, maybe you love it, depending on who you are. And so now SNW will be in similar shoes to what his teammate was in last game, left to fight alone.
I was gonna say, they need to throw that one chug splash just to get rid of it. You don't want to let someone else have that there, as Flicky and 3 LCR are now chilling. They've installed a cow catcher on a vehicle. That's what that sound was. We move over to Coney, and we've got Adapter, who once again finds himself as a solo. I'm not sure exactly what happened to their teammate, but SNW there was just trying to stay up, and unfortunately this teammate got a little bit too aggressive, went into the house without backup, and now has to play as a solo as well.
Some more tank action for us. I feel like we didn't see as much tank carnage last game as we did the first game. Clearly people are a bit more clued up. So the fact that they need to probably get rid of them ASAP.
Yeah, and I feel like, as well, a lot of players are realizing, oh, it doesn't matter if a tank's shooting at us. Someone's going to see that and take out the player on the gunner seat, because you're very vulnerable, right? There, you only have the protection from the direction you're shooting. So with all players in the lobby, they're going to shoot you from one angle you're not protected.
Yeah, you gotta have like hyper awareness when you're the person in the gunner, right? In terms of just being able to constantly shoot at the players shooting at you, right? Just to sort of fend off for yourself. But again, it just becomes so overwhelming that you can't even bother handling it, right? You know, it's almost a losing battle once it begins. Speaking of losing battles, we've seen Card get into some uncomfortable situations in previous games. Doing well off spawn this time round. They had most of command cavern to themselves, and so I'm sure they'll be looking to try and make something of this kind of a game. That's not a rare occurrence.
What's unfortunate for them is that they don't have the best loot. They have loot, which is fine, but this season really, if you have just a step above that common, like we see Card with, you just have so much more damage being output, as we see Rakan going down. Rabbit and Sia are gonna go buy a llama. You heard it just scream and activate there and start to make its way around before it'll eventually disappear. They decide to go through it, and I'm liking the Clomberry strat with the Chug Jug, or with the Chug Jugs there. Sorry, my apologies. I was distracted by the fact that they went and got a tank.
Everyone loves a tank. Oh dear. Faris got to be careful. He talks about it. Spend too long in the air. Oh dear.
Ooh.
Spend too long in the air and it could be your demise. And I think he knows that they're after him. They're running through, barging his way through the door there. And Faris stood no chance, really. Like, no, there was realistically nothing he could ever do in that situation that was ever going to be of use. And so he goes down as well. Tough times for these guys right now.
Ooh, and we go back over to command, and JMY has decided to disengage from where they are. They will go back inside of the blimp, use that to essentially launch pad away. So I'm pulling to the south, so they don't have to go towards that high ground, but they're gonna rotate around with this vehicle. I'm very intrigued by their the pattern.
Not a fan of the strat?
You know, it's definitely an interesting one. It's definitely a strat. I don't know if the strat I would go for, as you see Pumero here having the high ground that they once did.
That's interesting. So this is a stage in the game where, you know, oh dear, the cow catcher. Oh, you can see Petco creeping round. Oh, we got another dancer on our hands here. You saw the moves, using a mantle to get up, down, up, down, up, down, spinning around his opponent, and eventually picking up the elimination. That was nice. I like that. That was clean. Some of the new mechanics on display.
I think that's a really good explanation of mantling when it comes to a fight. If you can mantle around your opponents, you can really outplay them there. And look at Sherry, who just constantly repair torching their vehicle as they're going in. The shots come through, and he's like, no, you're not. No, we need this truck. No, and the gate's all damage done.
I love it. Having your teammate in your vehicle with you, with the repair tool, as well as some chug splashes as well to get your HP up as well, is just always so key. You can see these guys, they had 2 blow torches, right? So they really want to make sure they have the ability to repair their vehicle at all costs. Grev's even got a gas can out as well, so making sure that he can get the fuel up You can see how much everyone's sort of prioritizing being able to keep their vehicles in the game. They are so important to your chances of having a good one. And right now, we're seeing everybody just trying to find a position to safely find some shelter, and this isn't good for them. Their vehicle gets taken out. Oh, that is heartbreaking. They couldn't put it in decent enough cover, and it cost them a huge opportunity potentially in this game. Rabbit putting that anvil rocket launcher to use.
Not able to break much off though. Again, those trucks have a lot of HP. A tank spotted by CU. They decide not to mess with it. They're gonna let the anvil rocket launcher, let that go to work. And in all honesty, everyone's, like you said, realizing, hey, we can't allow these vehicles to just roam free. Everyone's getting such free rotations. We've got to try to take them out, and that's what unfortunately happened for Grev and company. But in all honesty, Levin, they have probably the best positioning outside of zone right now. They're protected by that bridge, and the bridge will go nowhere.
Yeah, that's not too bad for them. As long as the team with the tank doesn't have any ideas, let's say. Oh dear, you don't want to be those guys.
Not at all. Drafter going down, and this is where the players that you see thrive in those moments where they have no builds and they have just their few like resources left in those end games of FNCS. This is where they'll excel, and I'm excited to watch that happen because we have a little bit more than normal. But Levin, look at the teams on the island. I don't want to be those teams at all right now.
That's just not ideal, is it? That's one of the worst spots you could be in. But we're seeing things really kick off here. Cruel, you've got to be careful, son. You ain't got much cover around here, and there's players who's got their eyes on you. The tank could maybe be of help right now. We talked about how good of a position these guys were in under the bridge. We'll see whether or not that was really the case. Suriano, one of your favorite players in this lobby right now, Clay. Dancing in the storm, doesn't have his teammate by his side. And so now he has to hit some shots to stay in this game, but he can't. The guy from Galaxy Racer will go down, and Crew will follow him shortly as well. So many players going down now as the zone gets smaller, less spaces to hide, more eyes on you as well. And this is just not great. Yeah, you're not going to be safe here, mate. I can promise you that. King, this is chapter 1 stuff we're seeing here in the bush. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is a replay of one of my games from chapter 1. Just hiding in the little bush, picking up some elims. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, I'm about it. As we see 3 more just getting very close. They don't see him yet. They're too far away, and they may be able just to chill. Look, everyone's moving past them. They've ultimately forgot about King, and that's what they wanted to do by staying in that bush. They have to be careful though, because zone is coming in, and they really need someone to push Mori and their teammate there. But constant javelin shots going through to try to take him out will do nothing.
Rabbit and his teammate. I like their position, but they've got to be real careful because there's a lot of people who realize how valuable where they are is. The shockwaves don't connect from Kakarot, but you can see just how sneaky beaky, like he's trying to play it. Mori will come in as well. Oh my goodness, Senpai's just sitting there. He's just vibing. He wants to keep his team up high in the standings. There will be no Sue celebrations for Rabbit and his teammate. And so Mori now and Kakarot in such a strong position. Senpai's finally been spotted, finally been caught out. But he's just going to repair the vehicle and be on his way. I love it. I love it. This is what it's about. But he's got to be careful. They've got the amber rocket launcher set on him. You got to get out of there, my friend. But not into them. He's in the sky. He's a sitting duck. He goes down. And so all of a sudden, in a 2v1, Kakarot, Mori, they've done so well up to this point, but can they close it out? They can. A brilliant display of dominance from those guys in the end, really taking it to the rest of the lobby, Clay, and a well-deserved victory royale.
Well deserved indeed, but I mean, Senpai and King, they were playing no build the right way, hiding until the last possible moment. Like you said, is this chapter 1, season